December 16, 1960. United Airlines Flight 826, a DC-8, departs from O'Hare Airport in Chicago, bound for John F. Kennedy International Airport, what was then known as Idlewild Airport in New York City. A short time later, TWA Flight 266, a triple-tail Constellation, departs from Dayton, Ohio, bound for LaGuardia Airport, also in New York City. Neither planes would make it to their planned destinations. Meanwhile, Staten Islanders go about their daily business, attending school, working at their jobs, and with only 9 days left until Christmas, many Islanders catch up on their holiday shopping at the Highland Plaza in Neudorf, all unaware of the horrific events that are about to take place in the skies above them. At 10:23 a.m., while on approach to Idlewild Airport, United Flight 826, flying at more than twice the required approach speed at 500 miles per hour, unknowingly goes off course and flies in the path of TWA Flight 266. The two planes collide. The TWA plane explodes on impact, splitting the fuselage into 3 pieces. Islanders who are rattled by the huge explosion look up to see plane parts and bodies raining down from the sky. An engine torn from the United plane narrowly misses this Neudorf apartment complex and crashes into a nearby playground that luckily was empty. The 3 pieces of fuselage of the TWA plane miraculously crashed down onto Miller Army Field, also in Neudorf, narrowly missing a nearby school, a number of houses, and avoiding what could have been mass casualties on the ground. Islanders who just moments before were shopping now leave their packages behind and race to Miller Airfield in an attempt to help passengers who may have survived the crash. Sadly, none did. As the fuselage of the TWA plane laid burning on the ground here at Miller's Field, the United jet continued to fly over Brooklyn, where the crew of the crippled airliner desperately tried to make it to LaGuardia Airport to make an emergency landing. 54-year-old retired Wall Street financial analyst Bob Marone, who was 10 at the time of the crash, recalls witnessing the doomed airliner flying just feet above his then Brooklyn residence.
I looked out my back window, and you could see the tail with the United Airlines on it, not very high above the house just behind my house.
The United jet never made it to LaGuardia Airport. Instead, it crashed into a church and a brownstone apartment building in the Park Slope section of Brooklyn, killing 6 people on the ground. While many passengers lay dead or dying, miraculously a young boy named Stephen Bolt, who was traveling on the jet by himself, crawled out from the wreckage. Badly hurt and crying for his mother and father, and asking if he was going to die, the young boy was rushed to nearby New York Methodist Hospital. Doctors there desperately tried to save the young boy, who had 2 broken legs, a collapsed lung, and 3rd-degree burns over much of his body. Sadly, just days after the crash, with his parents at his side, young Stephen died from his injuries. The final death toll would be 186 people, including the 6 people who were killed on the ground. The cause of the airline disaster, which was considered the worst in the nation's history at that time, was instrument failure and pilot error on the part of the United crew. The Park Slope section of Brooklyn affected by the disaster has since been rebuilt, and Miller Army Airfield on Staten Island has since been closed and is now a recreational area. Following the disaster, the FAA came up with a number of regulations requiring inbound airliners to maintain a minimum speed of no more than 200 miles per hour, thus hopefully avoiding another tragic event, such as the collision over Staten Island. In Miller Field, reporting for the Staten Island News Center, I'm Jonathan Parisen.